You're from Hawaii, dude?
Yeah, I was born and raised there.
What island?
On the Big Island, Hawaii.
Is that where the fire's at?
No, that's Lahaina. It's on Maui. Yeah.
So, what's your take on that? Because you're actually from out there.
I mean, it sucks. It's not a cool time. I've heard some conspiracies about how it might be like some kind of land grab.
Yeah,
but
I heard that too.
I don't know.
Like they're gonna try and gentrify the land while it's destroyed.
Yeah.
Biden's only giving him like $700 per person or some shit.
Bro.
I just also feel like he's giving them something.
$700? You lost your house?
Okay, but like that's why people have insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, there is. I see David's point. It's like we shouldn't expect handouts from the government just because of
well, I'm just saying
crisis,
like he could. They don't have to give money.
Where's FEMA? Is this another Hurricane Katrina situation?
The Red Cross and all that. But like the thing is,
Day 93 under the dome. With necessities growing dangerously low, who knows what spark will set off this powder keg?
I can't take another minute in the stove!
let me do the intro this time.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, dog. I'm just kidding.
That'd be a good change of pace. This is take 3, folks. Because I fucked it up. I'm sorry.
There comes a point where you've done an intro 3 times, and it's hard to do it with the charisma that you did the first. But this is Dome with Bamfomania, the world's greatest freestyle rap and comedy podcast. If you're on YouTube, fucking like and subscribe. In the world, yeah, worldwide, in the world, planetary levels. I'm David. Alex is here. Subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/Dome with Bamfomania. We have a special guest who's already been podcasting for 30 minutes, but he's here.
Yeah.
Oh! What's up, Moises?
What up? If you guys are watching this, all my liddies out there, make sure you go and like the video right now. Like and leave a comment right now before we get started.
The lit outlet, folks.
The lit outlet.
Here.
Like I call, you know how everyone has like a corny name for their army or their fans? I call mine's the liddies.
I like that. What ours is
better than Litos. That's for sure.
Ours is Dominicans. Dominicans.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
You got to put the emphasis on there. I swear to God, when I looked over and I saw,
I would have gone with like the Domers.
Domers.
That was a variation that we had. We also
Domosexuals was one of them as well. I still want to go with that one, but
we did Domo Sapiens.
That was dope.
There's been some varieties.
We had to compromise. I swear to God, there was a point in my brain where I was like, what if I just don't say anything, and we just.
Yeah, that's something that's real. Like, we just keep going.
What if I
later, text them like a week later? Hey, actually, the first 30 minutes never happened.
Yeah, sorry, man. We actually didn't capture any of that episode. We'll have to get you next time.
Yeah,
man. But
I'm glad you didn't, because that means it was actually pretty good.
Right. Well, that's the thing was, it bounced in my head because I'm like that guy who would get bit in the zombie apocalypse and not tell anyone, and then turn and then ruin the whole crew. But I'm trying to get over that, and that's why I think that was a big move for me to be like, guys, I fucked up. We weren't recording. We have to start again.
I forgot to lock the gate. The zombies are in the room.
Yeah. You took the conflict and just faced it.
I like that.
You guys seen Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 one with Ving Rhames and
I might have seen it and I don't
There's
remember.
a zombie movie with Ving Rhames in it.
There's a bunch with Ving Rhames.
Fuck, dude. How did I not know this?
Slacking, dude.
But the big one is, I think there's only like 2 with Ving Rhames. I shouldn't say a bunch. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead in 2004, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder from the DCU did a really cool zombie movie back in 2004. What do you know? They're in a mall from a zombie horde.
Yo, shout out my motherfucking boy Zach. Yeah, his acting skills are not whack. Yeah, I only spit facts about movies from 2000 way back.
Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, you know me. I prefer Shaun of the Dead. I like that movie. It was very funny instead. But it was still, they run from the dead.
Dawn of the Dead. I yawn and get some head. Yeah, I am running out of words I said. Steady daily getting bread. Actually, not lately. Because I'm watching my carbs, you see.
Watching carbs. I ain't eating carbs. I'm eating brains instead. It's the keto diet. I'm eating what's out of your head. Brains are keto, so these zombies.
As soon as I get on a diet, I'm gonna become the flyest. Acapella off the top, homie. Yup. Oh, that's all I got. See, I got like 2 bars, dog, and then
fuck a beat. I go acapella. Bro, can I say this? I was watching some of the Lit Outlet videos because I want to do my research.
Right.
And I saw you wearing Lit Outlet merch at one point.
I do have a little bit of some merch out there.
Go buy some of his merch, and I wore my merch today.
Sick.
Because I was hype on your merch. This is based on a song that I wrote. So go to sultansatire.com and buy
It's a good song.
Go get that.
I don't give a shit anymore, folks.
It's kind of a heavy statement to make on a shirt. So like if you're walking
Have
around,
you censored the word shit?
well, yeah, but
So-
still, it's like
Have you ever seen a swear word on a T-shirt that's censored?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected. Maybe it's maybe you're breaking ground.
no. I think it's that way. It has you can wear it publicly without feeling as bad. Because that's my beef with wearing swear words on shirts. It's like I don't want to make other people feel bad.
Yeah, and I think the people I only give a fuck about is like kids, like parents with kids.
Yeah.
But how
Everybody
is that,
else, fuck everybody. But like, I just don't want to like make you feel weird about your kids.
Yeah.
How is the shit with the asterisk instead of the I better than just keeping the I in there? If you're next to a kid, you know what I mean. I guarantee
It's
you
like
that-
it's like censoring captions on a video. Like you're still saying it.
I think it's arbitrary though. At the
That's
end
just
of the
because you're
day.
super smart, bro. Like your eyes, your brain.
dude. That's the
You
that's
can
the
tell
answer.
you pass right
All
through
right,
it, dog.
all right.
But there's people out there. You gotta admit, there's people
No,
out there
no.
like, what does it say? Like,
You're right.
am I
No.
tripping or does
That's-
that say shit?
That's what he wants to hear,
Well,
bro.
I'm looking at it and do you censored the word "you" and donut on the top of the shirt?
Why?
Thank you. You
I
got it.
don't
Ellie.
know. I do not.
Yeah, I like the
I can't see the shirt.
well, you have a what's the word? The apostrophe between the D and the T because it's a compound. Is it compound? Is that that type of a compound?
Welcome to the English hour.
It's a what is don't? Do not.
It's not an abbreviation. It's a
compound.
It's a motorcycle company.
adverb or something, right? Compound verb.
what about the Lit Outlet? How did it start?
The Lit Outlet has been like a dream.
Guys, I'm just kidding. We're not recording. No.
It's been one of my dreams to start a YouTube channel, just be entertainment in general since I was a kid, right? I wanted to be on SportsCenter. I wanted to be a sports broadcaster.
No
So
way.
I
Did you
started.
play sports?
I played baseball from like 0 to like 15.
Damn.
I was supposed to be a baseball player. That's all I gave a fuck about. That's my parents told me I was gonna be a baseball player. I was pretty good.
Baseball players do be wearing those kind of sunglasses.
These are baseball player sunglasses, dog. That's why I don't have
Yes.
no shame wearing these. You know.
Way better than. Those are so much doper than fucking. What are the shitty ones that are super popular?
Pit Vipers.
Pit Vipers.
Because those are
Fuck
$1.
those.
Everyone has those. They're $1. They're
No.
These are legit Oakleys.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
those are sick.
But I started the channel like in 2016, and I was just trying anything and everything, vlogging, doing a bunch of dumb shit. And then I had a podcast with the game's cousin. Shout out to Gregory Greens, and we did it for like one. It was once a month for like 4 or 5 months, but he lived in the Bay, so it was difficult for him to come back down. And he kind
Yeah.
of just fell off. So I got back into interviews. Got back into interviews for a minute. Couldn't spin it. Ran out of time. Then the pandemic hit. Yeah,
Damn.
I'm over here getting lit with the homies in the LBC. This is Nomo 23.
I was doing some interviews with a couple dudes, and none of them were really rude. Honestly, I probably should have offered them some food, but you can't really eat and be on the mic, you see, my dude.
It's the real pandemic hours. I take a shower and then I record my friend. And you know, when it's the pandemic in the motherfucking house, that's just how the podcast begins.
I take a hit, then I record my peeps, and yeah, I'm fucking knee deep in this podcasting thing. And now we're filming, and then I gotta go edit the thing.
Thank God for COVID-19, because I finally have the time to find me in this fucking house, and financially I'm upset because of the unemployment. See,
Shots unemployed. Shots to fucking Poppy Trump for sending all that money and shit. That
4
was
more
dope.
years, man. Bring him back.
Shit. Fucking but yeah, dog, so like that podcast fell out, and then I do interviews again. And then back in like maybe a year and a half ago, I wanted to start again. So I started doing interviews, found a co-host. We were doing the co-host thing for about a year.
And is this with the game's cousin, or is this a whole new venture?
This is a whole new venture.
Okay.
I kind of rebooted the channel.
I like it. We're just calling him the game's cousin. That's kind of his merit.
Gregory
called him
Greens.
Gregory, yeah.
Gregory Greens. Shouts to Gregory Greens. He's out there. He's from Compton, but he lives in the Bay, I think, still. And then I just kind of went hard, and then I don't have a co-host no more, so I'm just going with the interviews. But it just kind of like anybody out there like wants to start a YouTube channel. Like I used to pay people to like edit my videos, edit my audio, make my clips, do everything for me because I was working back then, right? I had the money to do it. I had the money, but not the time. And then I stopped having money and I had more time. So I had to slowly learn how to do all this shit. And it's barely paying off like maybe this month. So it's like 18, maybe 20 months of like straight grinding, like eating shit. And it's finally barely taking off. And it just feels good, dog, honestly.
Wow. That's a true redemption story.
Does you becoming sober have to do with, did you notice that maybe you weren't abusing substances, but your use of them affecting the overall plan with what you wanted to do with what you...
Yeah, because I have a problem with, like, I can't just take one drink. I used to smoke weed. I smoked from like 12 to 24, and I can't just smoke one blunt. You know, like I'm the guy. I have like a problem with like overconsumption. That's why I'm fat as fuck. But it started getting to the problem where like I'm a drunk texter, dog. So I was texting stupid shit to stupid people. That shit didn't even make sense to people that like. You know how some people say like, oh, drunk thoughts or sober thoughts or like whatever, you know? That's not true, dog.
That's not true. No.
So I was saying shit to people that are like, why the fuck would I say that? Like, and I was like harassing people, dog. And I was like, what am I doing? What it's making me do this? It's not me who I am. Like, it's the alcohol and whatever else I was doing that was making me do stupid shit. So I had to make a decision. Like, I've been abusing and overindulging and like being like, what is it called? Like greedy with my like, making myself feel good, whatever. Do things that make you feel good.
Self-indulgent.
Yeah. So I need to like stop all that shit and really focus on what I want to do, and which is like make money on doing this shit to take care of my family, you know?
No, yeah, it's literally the difference between short-term hits or like the long-term effort, which is going to be more rewarding. I think it's great to cut back on that. Honestly, the alcohol is a hard thing for me to manage too. Weed, I don't even fucking enjoy it. It feels like I barely like I'll smoke the weed and I'll be like, yeah, I'm all right. But I don't feel like continuing to smoke weed. I get burnt out on it.
I only like weed if I know that's what I'm doing that day is the weed.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, I'm smoking weed. I'm gonna be high today, and that's how it is. Because I have no motivation to do anything else that's productive.
When I was 18, I was in the county, right? I was in jail and shit for a few months, and these guys were talking about getting their license, their card or whatever, to get to smoke weed. And back in those days, I had been smoking weed already for 3 years, but you used to go get it through a dealer. You know, like you never know what you're gonna get and shit. So I got out in 2008, and I went straight to Venice Beach. I got my license, my rec card. And I got weed. I'm like, damn, this weed's different. Like, it's actually fucking different. It's bad. It makes you feel cool because you had a little green cases. You show up to the block with the homies. Like, look at what I got, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I did that for a long time, but then I stopped, right? And like maybe a year or two ago, I tried to like smoke a blunt with my friends because my friends still smoke. And that shit makes me feel weird. Like, I feel like the HMO fucking, what is it called? The GMO weed. Like, it has some shit in there where like it really fucks with you mentally. Where nowadays, if I were to smoke weed, dog, I would want like some stress, some Reggie.
Yeah, no, I literally buy bottom shelf weed. Like shit that's like outdoor, like not really processed. And also,
we just released a song about buying bottom shelf weed on purpose, folks. Like, so maybe go check that out on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Lawn. Go look it up. Lawn Bamfomania SoundCloud, please. It's a good one.
I'll link it in the description. Go check it out.
Check it out.
I just also like the kind of feeling or like the fixation of smoking. Even if I'm not getting high, like cigarettes, vapes, like all of that kind of shit. For me, it's the least damaging thing that I can do at this point in my life. See, it's better than snorting some other shit. Yeah, on a other bitch.
Low key, it just feels cool to smoke weed. I roll it up and I'm like an OG. Yeah, I got the kush. Yo, it came from a bush, and I'm over here smoking till I fall on my tush.
City of trees in the LBC.
Ooh.
The year is 2023, and I'm just trying to be me. Yeah, I'm the littest in the city, south to Southgate. I like to mumble my words cause I'm about that play.
Woo. Yo, from LBC to Southgate, I'm the illest. From Inglewood to Los Feliz. Yeah, what you talking about, Willis? Yeah, I'm the chillest.
What you talking about? Yo, that dude George, he's a little short dude. What do you know? That's worse because he's dead. R.I.P. that guy. What's his name? George something. George.
Hey man, shout out to my people in Long Beach, man. I love Long Beach, dog.
Yeah,
LBC,
dude, LBC,
baby. Yeah, it's not bad. I fuck with it, especially since I moved to Inglewood. Every time I come back down here, I'm like, oh, this is a different vibe.
How long you been in Inglewood?
It's gonna be a year.
Are you close to the stadium?
Bro, I'm literally on Century.
So that shit fucks with you?
Like today, I think there's a friendly.
There's Raiders
game.
and Rams.
Yeah. So I seen a bunch.
That's gonna be one of the biggest games in the year.
I seen
it's a preseason game.
Yeah, it's not even like a real game. I seen a bunch of Raiders fans tailgating on Century.
Yeah,
like straight up across the street from the Costco. There's flights coming by, and there's just traffic.
Shout out to my Raider fans. I'm a big Raider fan, so
okay,
we take that shit serious. Anytime we're like the best fan base period in football. We travel well everywhere. It's just unfortunate that our team never wins shit.
You know a good fan base when it's like a slur, like. I hear Raiders fan and it's a negative thing. Like that guy's a fucking Raiders fan.
Do you think that happens too with like movie stars or music? Like, oh, this guy likes a fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. This guy's a fucking scumbag.
With some, I'd think so. Yeah, because there's like I don't know, like there's like Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah, that guy still listens to Lizzo.
I think the biggest one is Donald Trump, right? Oh, this guy's he's a Trump. He's a Trump.
Yeah, Trump supporter. Yeah, you're right. That's the most.
Yeah,
I was
level.
Trump just posted this thing where so he's still like in the running for 2024, but he's not gonna do any debates.
That's how you should do it.
But
control your narrative.
It would be incredible if he won without ever making any public appearances. Like that like if that's the power that guy holds, that would be insane.
I believe it because you don't need just like us. You don't need. We're not on MTV, BET right now. Like VH1, you could do it on your own.
No, exactly. He has if he puts in the right amount of effort, he can make whatever.
It would straight up be unprecedented.
He could win straight up just with Twitter,
bro. He could straight up just go on Rogan one time, and then all of a sudden it's like explodes.
Do you guys feel like I'm a big conspiracy theorist? Like he's obviously gonna run again. He said it. It's obviously he has a chance to win. It's very possible. And now they're gonna hit him with a 500-year fucking like case. Like we could. Like,
no, yeah.
Isn't it like obvious? Am I the only one that's like obvious that they don't want him in there on purpose?
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
If like the conspiracy theory that the election from 2020 was stolen, then what's gonna prevent them from just doing that again? Like if because like almost like what's the point of him even running if he truly believes that the victory from 2020 was in a shady way taken from him, like they didn't count all of his votes or some bullshit like that. If that's something that he truly believes, why would he even bother running again? Because he should know that they're just gonna do that again. Right. So it's weird that he's even running again.
What's funny to me is that I feel like people actually like Trump. It's just he's running for the party that is like less liked by people.
The bad guys.
Yeah, exactly. People don't like the right for some reason, and for a lot of reasons. And guarantee you, if Trump ran as a Democrat, people would be like, "Oh yeah, Trump's lit. Trump's the man."
I think he just decided to run when there was already like Barack Obama was there, and like he decided to run at a misfortunate time because he was a Democrat for a long time, right?
Well, yeah, he lives in New York. He's fucking. I feel like that's a very.
I don't think he was ever a Democrat.
No,
he said he's like I'm a Democrat, but if I were to ever win, he said it on like Oprah or like Jimmy Kimmel, some shit like that, long time ago. He's like I would run as a Republican and I would win.
And he did. He fucking did that shit. I feel like money is Republican, and then social services is Democrat.
That seems like one of those things that you say almost as a setup for the future, though. Like he probably. There's no way that this billionaire guy is also a Democrat. Like, but he wants to take a shot. You know, he's like, I'll run it as because that soundbite that you're talking about was used as like almost a dunk on Trump to be like, see, this guy doesn't have any real moral values or whatever. And I think that he's just playing 4D chess. Honestly,
I think all like politicians, especially the big ones that make it to the state, the Senate, whatever, the government, like they're all lawyers. Like they're not.
Oh yeah,
they're not like guys like us chilling on the block, just spitting raps and shit. They're over there flipping through books, getting masters and shit. Yeah, these guys come from money. What the fuck are they supposed to do? But try to control you and tell you what the fuck to do.
Yo, they're learned, yeah. So the powers kind of deserve it. At the end of the day, they be swerving through books and through Harvard and Yale. Yeah, so their minds, it pales in comparison.
You're right. Usually the non-entrepreneurs. Trump grabbed your girl and he screw her. Yeah, I wish there were fewer things that I could say about this dude today.
Manure is what I would describe that dude. But at the same time, his shit is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind if he had another 3 to 5.
3 to 5 bid, fucking kids, let's see. Yeah, no, he most entertaining president ever. You know?
He's way.
Imagine Hillary would have won, dog. Like how different the country would be. How many wars would be and shit.
I just at this point the
Yeah,
standard
it'd
has
be
been
whack.
set so low. I just want a president who's like awake, who's like alert and present in the moment, conscious of his existence.
Another thing too, like, isn't it obvious that he's not the real president? Also, too.
Right, that there's just a fucking orchestra of things happening behind the scenes, and he's
it's like the guys who own like there's this company called BlackRock, right?
bro. I'm on that.
Yeah.
I've heard about this.
The CEO
shit.
of BlackRock is like the real president of the United States. Like he has so much. He has like $10 trillion worth of stuff. That he owns all the assets in America. Shit.
Well, yeah, he's like it's such a significant level of wealth
and power
that all politics is directly like bought out by his involvement. Like he's like, listen, if you don't do what I want, I'm gonna pull this like $400 million investment of this whatever. Or I've heard that BlackRock's also the same reason that we're actively engaged in the war in Ukraine.
Right. Isn't that what they named the Dwayne Johnson superhero movie?
Black Adam.
Oh, my bad.
Dude, that flopped.
That was a good movie. I liked it.
I heard that movie was like considered one of the worst superhero
I was just trying to
movies
make a one-off joke. We can go back to talking about BlackRock.
Well, I just learned about BlackRock and the whole fucking thing, and
all I know, all these politics are my hot takes are all from like Joe Rogan and shit. You know, so
yeah.
don't take it all with a grain of salt. I don't really do research and shit like that.
you're just quoting other.
Oh, yeah.
I like to
Us too,
steal
for
other
sure.
shit from podcasters and just make it as my own. You know,
That's a good strategy. I mean, he's got 100 mil. He could spare a couple hot takes.
I love Joe Rogan, dog. Honestly, Joe Rogan and back in the day before Adam 22 turned weird and shit, they were like one of my other like great inspiration shit. Because I used to watch them. I'm the kind of guy where like I watch something like I could do that. I think I could do that,
Yeah.
especially if I like it, you know. So those two guys definitely. I used to watch their podcast. No Jumper, not so much.
Well, I think that's one of the things that is considered. That's when you know somebody is doing something at a high level. Like, because that happens to me with music, where I'll listen to something, I'll be like, man, this is so cool. I don't think necessarily, oh, I can do that. I do think that, but I also think this is inspiring me to also do this.
Right.
I feel inspired by this, and yeah, I think people at a high level also make it look easy. Whereas, because podcasting, most people are just fucking sitting there talking.
Do you think Joe Rogan's a better podcaster than he is a comedian?
Yeah.
Well, he's not really. Does he do dates anymore? Does he
No,
do-
yeah, he does.
He just does specials and shit. Actually, no, he's on the road all the time.
No,
Yeah.
he'll literally do like fucking 3 days at the Madison Square Garden, or he'll sell out.
I don't think he's a bad comedian.
No, I
but-
think that he's more of like, I don't think he's super funny. Like I wouldn't. I think
we saw him and he was funny.
he
We saw him like 3 years ago.
live comedy is way different than watching a special.
Right.
Like you actually just kind of get the energy of a
I've
roast.
never seen him, but to me he's not top 10. But I've also never seen him live. I've seen Dave Chappelle live.
Have you seen? He has what Triggered is his Netflix special, his most recent one.
No, I haven't seen it.
Terrible name because he's obviously just trying to play into that whole culture
Clickbait.
war
Yeah.
bullshit. But it's not a bad special.
I
I'm not going
I-
to say that it's like groundbreaking or anything.
I
but
didn't shut it off.
Yeah, you watched the whole thing.
That's
you're like,
it.
yeah, that was fine.
Honestly, that's my standard for comedy. I shut off Tom Segura's special, the one that just came out like a month ago, and I'm a big fan of his. Like I like his podcast. I think he's funny, and I watched the special for 15 minutes, and I was like, "Yo, this sucks. I'm so fucking bored. It's insane." And the same week, I watched Sarah Silverman's special on HBO, and I was like, I watched the whole thing.
You know who I can't stand as a comedian, dude? Bert Kershaw. What's his name?
Yeah. I mean that's
Dude, he's so bad, but he's everywhere, and he keeps popping up on my feed everywhere.
I
I'm
think
like, dude, this guy sucks. Like the Machine Story. Don't get me wrong, one of the most epic.
The
greatest
story's fun.
comedian.
Pretty sure it's fake.
But he also
Who knows? But like, he's so bad.
I think
dude.
people like him as like a person.
I think people who watch him like, oh, that's the home, that's like my friend, like I know him, like kind of thing, like.
Yeah.
But is he really like technically a great comedian? I don't think so, dude.
No. I
I'm just annoyed.
Most
I'm
people would
fucking
agree
annoyed.
with you.
No, yeah,
on
I
that
wouldn't.
regard.
I wouldn't like. I didn't watch that movie. I wouldn't watch.
I saw the movie.
Oh yeah.
The Machine out on Netflix now. Check it out, yo. It's hella loud. Bert Kreischer, yo. He's what I'm all about. I love Bert. Yeah, those the words out my mouth.
Yo, shout out that dude Bert. I'm sure the words we say sometimes they might hurt
Yeah.
his feelings, and I'm sure he don't care because he's too drunk to care. I got hair.
They call him La Máquina. Aquí estamos en el podcast con un poquito de la plática. Un poquito español pa' tu soul. Dios se sabe, yo soy el gran campeón, homie. That's how you have it.
Damn. Bert Kreischer in the Spanish rap. Yo, I can't do that. I am not bilingual. I'm one lingual. And I'm single.
Oh, one lingual and single. Yeah. Dropping off roof like shingles.
Is monolingual a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Monolingual.
Yeah.
I think that's
Monolingual pride.
You're from Hawaii, dude?
Yeah, I was born and raised there.
What island?
On the Big Island, Hawaii.
Is that where the fire's at?
No, that's Lahaina. It's on Maui. Yeah.
So, what's your take on that? Because you're actually from out there.
I mean, it sucks. It's not a cool time. I've heard some conspiracies about how it might be like some kind of land grab.
Yeah,
but
I heard that too.
I don't know.
Like they're going to try and gentrify the land while it's destroyed?
Yeah, because, I mean, everyone just lost their homes or
They're
whatever.
They're going to sell, right? Everyone's going to have to sell.
Right.
They're like forced to sell, basically.
Why?
Because your house is burned. Where are you going to live?
Yeah.
But you don't get insurance money to rebuild?
There might be. But like, how long until that place you're even able to rebuild? Or
who wants to go through that? Where are you going to live in a hotel with your parents? Like, if some people are just like, you know what? I'm fucking out of here. This is a sign. I'm out. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are going to take that route. It is like a very historical place, so there might be a contingency of proud natives that aren't going to take off no matter what. But you never know. It's sad because like that whole town, like there's like songs about it and stuff. It's a very historical place, and it's just like fucking gone now, which is crazy.
Did you hear that? Like Biden's only giving him like $700 per person or some shit.
Fucking Biden, bro.
I just also feel like he's giving them something.
But $700? You lost your house?
Okay, but like that's why people have insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, there is. I see David's point. It's like we shouldn't expect handouts from the government just because of a,
I'm just saying,
crisis,
like he could. They don't have to give money.
Where's FEMA? Is this another Hurricane Katrina situation?
Or the Red Cross and all that. But like the thing is that we shouldn't be expecting the government to always come save our ass. We should be able to self-sustain and whatever.
Yeah.
But we're also giving like $43 billion a month.
No, you're right.
To fucking Ukraine,
the tax,
which is obviously it's obviously that it's USA versus Russia at this point. Like the Ukraine, what are they doing other than giving us bodies to shoot our guns and shit?
And also the just severe taxation of the American people is baffling to me. Like, I just learned this. Apparently, there was no income tax pre-World War. Like before World War II, you kept the money that you got.
Yeah. Well, how would they find out how much money you made? They probably had no system around it.
Well,
they had to create one, right?
I don't know what it was, but.
It was BlackRock.
It's got to do something with that. At World War II, they started taxing income to fund the war, and then after the war was over, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna keep doing this."
Yeah, it's like keep your ammo on stock.
Bro, so much of my checks, whenever I get checks, I'm shocked. I'm like,
it's 20% basically. Right?
I can't. In California, when I was working a fucking commission-based sales job, the commission checks were basically 40% tax.
Damn.
So there's so many salespeople. Like that's the role that a person that doesn't have like a ton of experience or education can go in and really make money for themselves. Like if somebody who doesn't have a crazy education wants to make $100,000, they go start selling cars. They work hard. They can make $100,000. Mm-hmm. You mean to tell me that $100,000 is actually 60, bro? Stop fucking with me, bro.
And then everywhere you go, it's 10% off or 10% more because you buy a bag of chips, it's 10%.
Then I'm still paying sales to another tax and weed. It's just like, I don't want to. Whenever I think about buying a new car, I'm like, oh, the car says $10,000. Yeah. It's actually fucking $12,500.
Yeah.
Because of all this bullshit on top of it. Like, I hate how we don't get all the money that we earn, and then all the price tags aren't what they seem.
And then, where does the money go? Right to the government. Then they get to do things that we don't even like approve of.
Right. I don't even like the way you're using the money that I don't want to give.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
I interviewed yesterday the vice mayor of my city. Shout out to Southgate. Shout out to Gil Hurtado. He was telling me like there's also like a tax on utilities. So like your water, your light bill, your internet, anything that's like a necessity. There's also an additional tax on that on your bill, sewage. So like there's so many different taxes. That
Where did you rap about any conspiracy theories with this mayor that you talked to?
As far as conspiracy, not really.
Oh, okay. Because I'm a big fan of when people in government positions are also conspiracy theorists. So it would have been chill if he was like, he's not like that. I agree, bro. BlackRock, definitely.
He's a little more square. He's a big Democrat. He loves the Democratic Party. But I had him on because he was being attacked by there was a rumor saying. Yeah, this is so crazy. Yeah, there was a rumor going around in the city. Yeah, supposedly Gil Hurtado hates street vendors. So I had him come on the pod to defend himself. And now we know the true story. He loves street vendors.
Yo, we love street vendors on the Dome Podcast. That's how it is. I'm about to go and get a snack, and I need it to be convenient, and that's a fact. I just go out the door, and he's got his cart right there and more.
Yo, if you outside the fucking Bank of America, California Stadium, and you fucking say anything to one of these dudes with the red card and the hot dogs,
I need some elote like yesterday. Please get it over here. Please do it swiftly, expeditiously. Get it in my lips and legs. I want it over here. Please make me up some eggs.
Tacos de birria, menudo, and al pastor tacos are the shit that I really fuck with. Yeah, let's get more into talking shit.
So wait, but he does love he loves the carts. He loves the street vendors.
Yeah, he has no problem with it. But
he was caught on a video yelling at a vendor, right?
This dude, Gil Hurtado has been like he runs the JAA, which is the Southgate Junior Athletic Association. So I've been playing baseball at the park since I was a kid. He's a commissioner. They also own the snack bar, and the snack bar has the right to the park. Nobody else can sell at the park. So one time, I guess they call the cops on this vendor, and they're like, why do they call the vendors? Like, oh, they can't be here because the only people who work for the JA can sell at the park. So then that became this whole thing, and then he's like, no, actually, there's a law where they can actually sell wherever they want. It's a big misunderstanding kind of thing. So
that's cool that you got him on to clear the air.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
The vendors won back the park.
Yeah, basically you can sell. And my dad's a vendor too. My dad's been a street vendor for 25 years. He sells caps and like jerseys, baseball bats, baseball gloves. He's been a street vendor for 25 years in Bowl Heights, and we live in Southgate. So I actually left a comment on one of the Southgate page posts like, hey, can my dad, what do we got to do, or what happened with the whole street vendor shit? Who called me for an hour? He's on the phone an hour telling me what my dad has to do to be able to sell at the park. Can he do it? Is it against the law? Like, he broke it all down for me, which was super cool and shit.
Dude, I feel like the whole point of street vending is to not pay taxes. Does your dad pay taxes?
Yeah, he does.
I guess that was a weird question. But if I was selling shit in the street, I wouldn't want to pay taxes. I'd be like, this is all off the books.
You could do that. There's a way of doing that, right? But my dad has like a business license. He pays taxes every year.
So a lot of the street vending is legitimate.
Yeah, you don't even have to be like documented. You just have to have a real California ID, which at the DMV they'll give you one. Even if you don't have a social security number, they'll give you one. You go with that to the city, like, hey, I want to post up right here. You pay your whatever fee, and you're good. And then you got to pay tax at the end of the year.
Damn, so they just let you post up.
There's a new law that came into effect in 2019 where they decriminalized street vending.
So it's recent.
Yeah, 2019.
Have you ever thought about getting into street vending?
Hell yeah, dude. I interviewed this lady, this girl, Angela. Shout out to Angela. She was attacked by a street vendor last week. So I had her on to talk about it. And she was telling me, like, if you sell all your hot dogs at SoFi, like a pack of 50 hot dogs is $500 in like 5-6 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. You start thinking, because have you ever been to SoFi?
Yeah.
And you walk out and there's like a fucking army of fucking hot dog vendors. You're like, God damn, like, are they all gonna be able to sell hot dogs? And then she's like, well, there's 70,000 people in there. Even if there was 1,000 hot dog carts, like, there's still a way you can make money.
Damn. And like, I feel like most of those people aren't paying taxes.
Who knows? But you're not supposed to be in there, actually. You're supposed to be on the sidewalk or across the street.
That's a racist assumption, Dave.
Why would you pay taxes on that? If I'm like, I pull up, I sell a bunch of hot dogs, I take cash only, and I dip.
It's funny because
it comes down to integrity.
I'm
doing the right thing.
I got up to go to the bathroom, and I immediately hear David talking about how the only reason he would ever get into street vending is so that he can operate an illegal business.
Hey, the feds, I heard they're nice, dog. So.
And that he assumes that that's why anyone would do
Federal
it.
prison, I heard, is not that bad. So,
well, the taxation is such an issue on like legitimate income. Like, whenever I look at what you would make an hour, I'm like, okay, minus fucking $7.
I don't think taxing is the issue. It's just how they use the money is the main issue. If they're using the tax money to fucking subsidize your housing or your fucking your electrical bill, your phone, your gasoline, you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude, take my money. I don't
right,
give a
but now
fuck.
anytime they're gonna do any of those things, tax is gonna go up.
Yeah, they have to.
Anytime they're gonna be like, oh yeah, now we're gonna do universal basic income. and then taxing is going to go up fucking 70%. You know what I'm saying? It's like at the end of the day, it's all the same shit. They're just going to keep on cranking up the tax, and you can't get away.
Damn, this is the tax podcast,
bro. Wouldn't you?
We taxing.
Wouldn't you take as much money
For
off the
yourself?
books as possible if you could?
Legally, if I could, I would.
Okay, this with this legal bullshit, I would take illegally as much fucking. I would evade taxes as much as possible.
Well, it's technically legal as long as no one ever finds out. That's kind of how taxes work, really.
Like if I'm selling,
I feel like I accidentally cheat on my taxes just by like forgetting about a thing I did on Cash App or something. But it doesn't. It's so little that it doesn't even matter. Yo, the IRS, they don't even really need to stress. They gonna let me do my thing. I'm not in the right tax bracket for them to have their eyes on me. Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
just because it's legal doesn't mean it's moral. I'm fucking super pissed. I'm getting taxed out the fucking shit. This is a bitch. And then in February, I'm pissed.
Alphabet boys in the building. They scheming, they want your money, they taxing, they want your children. They might even change the gender, but if you come for my son, I'm gonna put you in a blender.
Put you in a blender, put it to liquefy. Yeah, that's how I have my shakes every day. Yeah, I like a little frozen banana in there, and you know it's good potassium. It's for your hair.
Gotta have the potassium, man.
It's just fucked up, dude. I'm not trying to like deal fucking drugs. I mean, I would sell some weed, but like I'm not trying to do anything illegal to make money. I'm just trying to let me keep my money. If I make money, it's my fucking money.
Yeah, obviously you make sense what you're saying. Like you should be able to, especially if it's the money you use to like support your family and to live, right? But at what point does it make it fair for everybody else? You know, the greater good or whatever.
Right, but I get that. It's just fucked up that I can barely, like, if you make minimum wage in California, you don't make enough to be independent.
Yeah, there's no way.
You have to live with family, or you have to live with roommates.
7 or 5 roommates. Yeah,
like right now, if you ain't got a job fucking being a waiter or a bartender, like the way that you come up is that you don't report half of the fucking cash tips if you can. Like a bunch of that shit, you have to play the system to just get to the bare minimum. It's fucking stupid. I guess nobody gives a shit and it is what it is, but like I would evade any opportunity. Like,
well, I think that is kind of the American way. If you have the opportunity to cheat on your taxes in a way that you know you can guarantee they're never gonna find out, they're never gonna audit your ass, then you do it. I feel like everyone does that. I feel like you even like people who work for, like I know family members who hire people to do their taxes instead of just doing them themselves on TurboTax or whatever every year. They hire a guy.
I do that.
And you hire a guy.
You do TurboTax?
I've used TurboTax before. It depends.
I don't trust myself, and then every time I do TurboTax, I don't get as much money as I do when I hire somebody.
That's what I'm saying. But for all we know, whoever that guy who you hired, maybe they're taking a little backdoor route.
No, exactly.
There's a way to do that.
Getting you more money. Yeah. So that's why I think that it's legal cheating almost. Maybe I should hire.
You know what's crazy is also too, like if you hire a tax person. I have a great tax person in case you want one.
Yeah, maybe I should hook me up.
When they do something like give you extra money, say, and then you have to actually like the what is it? The IRS sends you a letter.
They're held responsible.
No, they're wipe their hands clean. They have nothing to do with it. Even they're the ones that tell you, hey, I'm gonna do this and this for you. I'm like, oh, do you think I'm gonna get caught? Like, no, you're fine. They'll never find out. And as soon as the IRS comes, like, oh, sorry, I don't know anything. It's up to you because you're the one that's doing your taxes. You're responsible for your taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
No, yeah, it's fucking stupid. And that's the other thing about street vending, for example, and just entrepreneurship in general. There's so many more write-off opportunities. Like if you're running a business out of your apartment, now your rent is an expense.
You know that there's a loophole where like if you say this is you guys are doing business here, right? Doing business. So this is like your office. If you walk from your bedroom to like the kitchen before you walk into the office, for the rest of the day, all your miles, everything you eat, you can write it off as a tax off, as a write off. Like it's part of like your mileage. Like I got to the office, then I went to go eat for a business lunch, and I came back to the office. Like every time you go in and
so
out.
Like what's the difference between me just not reporting all cash and me doing a scam on my fucking tax at the end of the year? Like at the end of the day, we're all doing our.
You got to find the thing that fits into the equation. Well, that is, it's got to be legal in their eyes.
Right. It's got to be legal. It's just everything that is legal is primarily fucking made up. Like I get,
I know, and I think that's the whole crux.
You
of
don't want
this
to play their game, you know?
Right, and I just
it
like,
is a dumbass game,
right? Like you shouldn't stab people because that's not how society works. But like,
but you want to stab people.
I don't feel like I don't feel like my inability to stab people is interfering with my like having a decent income so I can survive comfortably without having to fucking.
I feel your frustration, dog. It's just too much. It's too expensive. You know, they're making California almost like a theme park. Like you have to be rich to come visit and to even live in here. You know, like everything's just too expensive.
Well, yeah, and it's a bad place to make a lot of money. Like if you make a bunch of money here, you're incentivized to leave.
But you know, it's the reason why people come here to make money, because it's also a great place to make money. It's a hard place to keep your money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
What's your favorite street vendor? What do you guys fuck with the most?
Birria Los Socios.
Where's that one at?
It's in East LA.
Damn, you really said that. Really? Are you Mexican?
No. I grew up in Spain.
Oh shit.
And so I lived in Spain from when I was 3 until I was 18. But my parents are Palestinian, so I'm Arab, really.
Okay.
But I grew up in Spain, and then when I moved to LA, I spoke Spanish. So anytime I interact with Latino culture, I'm just like, oh yeah, I understand.
Do you notice how happy we get when someone who's not Mexican speaks Spanish? We're like, oh my god, do you want to meet my sister? Do you want to marry into the family
Hell yeah,
right now just because you know Spanish? I know nothing about you. You know?
It's just we literally speak the same language. We have like this alliance that other people don't have, and it's actually very beneficial if you're in a sales role.
Yeah, we fuck with you like this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this fool gets it. He said the word fool, and yeah, I'm erected. I'm super excited. Yeah, we're on the same side. Joe Biden. I hope he dies, friend. Ooh.
All my English-speaking homies, yo, unite. You know me. Every time we see each other in the street, it's all love. Daps up, yo. We speak in English, monolingual. That's how it is, and I'm single.
Yo, the homie's monolingual, I'm bilingual. You're probably trilingual.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking crazy, right? Shit. We're on this podcast. I'm getting fucking hyped. This freestyle shit's pretty nice. I might even get some head tonight.
Yo, I speak hella languages, and that's why I get head in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm super hype, cause tonight I might get blown by a dyke. Whoa.
All right. We had to take a good freestyle, make it dirty. But you know what it is, yo, I'm always working on learning English every single day.
Sorry, I'm bad at that. I'm bad at cutting people off. What is you guys like ultimate goal with the podcast?
Fuck, bro.
Do you guys have similar goals, or you guys just kind of like feeding off each other?
We do. We have the goal of just being successful and making money, and the main goal, and this sounds cliche, but is to actually like cater a positive environment that's fun, where like local like artists and shit can like come have a space to like do a thing and get some content. Like I recently have found that having people like local hip hop artists and other people is actually the funnest thing about it, is to like build this little network and this little community. Because if you don't fucking go to school, if you don't go to church, and you're not from here, who the fuck do you hang out with? Like, how do you meet people? And it's
long story short, we just need friends. So
we have no one to talk
we
to.
started a podcast to force people to talk with us for an hour.
Yeah, but like it also like they benefit from being on here, because people like to be on and get a little video and like do this whole thing. But you know, in the process, you meet people that you like. But
I think it's mutually beneficial. Like me too. I did have a podcast where just me and my co-host for a while, but it was also like it's just us two, like, you know, shooting the shit. But having people, platforming people on your platform is a good feeling, you know. Like that's the same reason I do it, to give people a voice. Because in my community, I'm from Southeast LA, right? So we're East LA, but we're a little bit south, and we're not Long Beach, we're not Compton.
Yeah.
You know, we're from a certain section, right? But we're everywhere. You go to eat at a fancy restaurant, you look in the kitchen, whether it's Japanese food, Mexican food, whatever kind of food it is, French food, there's Mexicans in the kitchen. And like, where do these people come from? They live in the city where I live from,
yeah.
You know? So I wanted to give a voice to people, street vendors, young artists, other podcasters. Like, I love being our own platform, because growing up, I wanted to be on ESPN, but people on ESPN don't look like me and don't talk like me and don't dress like me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So that's the reason I do it, but I love it the way you guys have everything set up.
I appreciate it, man. I hopefully like we'll get to a point where we make enough money to where we can also do other like I would love to spend, you know, more time making music and more time like collaborating with people. It's just, you know, we have to make the shit happen. But the people listening make this possible.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys like the video, comment the video. I fucking it kind of, I hate it when people say it, but it's so important for people to actually like the video and leave a comment, share it. Like, that shit really matters.
Well,
so
yeah,
we
used to kind of just do the audio thing, and then over the years we were like, fuck, this YouTube thing used to happen, and then I started just really fucking going ham on the videos. So, and it's kind of fun. I like watching podcasts because there's kind of an interactive element, but then I can also stop looking at it.
Yeah,
this can keep going, and I could just be, fucking brushing my teeth or some shit, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a big audio only podcast. Like even Spotify, on Spotify you can watch the video. Most like Joe Rogan's videos on there. You just gotta turn your phone sideways, and you can like watch. Oh shit! My whole time I was fucking not talking into it. Right?
You're good.
But yeah, me too. I'm a big visual podcast guy.
Hell yeah, dude. For some reason, I thought that you were in the IE, but we talked about that earlier. What about this? I got a couple topics that we haven't addressed. Let me read you the beats really quick.
Yeah. Get through those beats.
I made the first one, High Roller by Lethal Needle, Lost in Time by Manuel. I made the fourth one, Evening by Piper Beats, Fraud by Lucas Quinn, Nonstop by Bailey Daniel. And I made the eighth one.
And yeah, that's we got 4 left.
I was really proud of that one.
They were all right.
What do you guys think about these fucking Blue Chew ads? I know that you have a comment about this, but I get Blue Chew ads. I take Cialis already or whatever, Tadalafil. I already take that shit occasionally.
For working out.
Guys.
Oh, yeah, this workout thing that I use. The guy's like, oh, if you take Tadalafil before the workout, it helps your muscles.
This guy just works out fully boned up.
All hard and shit.
Here's what I'm annoyed by. Blue Chew is doing these ads, and this isn't the only girl. There's a black girl with really short hair that's super hot that does the ads too, where they get you all chubbed up with a hot girl, and then they try to sell you boner pills right after. And I feel like it's predatory and manipulative.
I think it's counterintuitive because I just realized my wiener works. I don't need the pill.
yeah. You're like, actually, you guys need to sell me this girl.
Yeah. Then okay.
Hey, wait, what's going on? She's hot. My shit's not working.
Look, this is the video.
She's right.
You want to change your sex life in the best possible way? Well, I have a secret for you. Blue Chew is a stress-free online service that...
Like, her titties are hella out.
You know what I also hate too? I hate guys like your homies or whatever that brag like they're like the Olympic fucking athlete of sex and shit. Like, oh yeah, dude, I fucked it for 45 minutes. Like, bro, I'm just trying to bust a quick nut. I'm trying to get the fuck out the room, man. I got lights to do. I'm a parent and shit. I got shit to do. I can't be just here fucking you.
I don't got time to blow your mind all damn day, dude. Yo, I just popped the Blue Chew and I'm about to fuck from morning to noon, and that's how it is.
What the fuck you think this is? I ain't trying to have no motherfucking kids. I could probably do this for like 6 to 10 minutes, and that's it.
Yo,
bitch.
45 seconds is all you get. Rather get on this beat and just straight up spit. Check it. I'm not a rapper. I'm better than your favorite trapper.
Yo, not a rapper at all, but you know me when I'm out the ball. I gotta get that Blue Chew in my mouth, and then I take it down, and then I go down south.
Chewing on the Cialis and the Tadalafil. Yeah, I love the way they make me feel. And your girl, I'm about to kill. That Poo Nani. Yeah, my name Yanni, like the composer guy.
Yeah.
Sick.
The cello, or is that what he plays?
No, he just like he plays everything.
Yeah, it's the other. I've seen other ones where it's just it's a lady in a Blue Chew shirt, but she has like massive tits that are like sort of jiggling around in the shirt.
That's insane, dude. They're using sex to sell prescription medication.
Well, they're just selling drugs, dude.
Well, if
you really think about it, have you guys seen the show? I think it was on Netflix, the Painkillers.
Oh, should I watch that?
Oh, so fucking good, dude. So fucking good. But they're basically just selling you drugs, and like currently my son has like an arm problem because he plays baseball, and my mom and everyone's like, take him to the doctor. I'm like, what are they gonna? They're not gonna give him surgery. They're gonna give him some fucking drugs and shit.
Damn.
And I remember being young with arm problems, and that kind of started. Like I was thinking, like, damn, that's when I used to fucking pop a fucking. Back in the day, they were called Vicodins and drink a 40. You know, like
wow, that's a party right there.
Yeah, like
oh my god,
it started with like me having pain trouble and shit like that. So like they're just trying to sell you more drugs.
I probably would never refuse a Vicodin.
To this day,
right now, anybody offers me a Vicodin, a Norco, an Oxy, I'm like, yeah, but can I get actually 2 or 3 because 1 is really not enough?
Right.
It's like they've stopped advertising ED medication to the people who actually need it. Because now every ad that you see that's for like Blue Chew or Tadalafil or Cialis is just straight up. It's like frat boys holding up the Blue Chew bag with their tongue out, being like, "Hell yeah, I'm about to get some pussy."
Yeah.
But like in the early 2000s, you watch a Viagra ad, it was some like 60-year-old man,
That's facts,
like
dog.
washing his motorcycle
That's
while
facts.
his wife of 60 years watches him respectfully, and then they go on a ride on the
Yeah.
motorcycle out
And he's a
on
veteran.
the countryside. Yeah, he puts a flag up in his yard.
And they also
quick.
I'm a big fan of comedians, right? I love Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, all the comedians, right?
Yeah,
Shane Gillis, one of my favorites, and they're all fucking Theo Vaughn. They're all fucking like sellouts to the Blue Chew shit. Like
Oh yeah,
all
well
the
they'll
podcasts.
they'll sell out for Blue Chew, for Manscaped, for BetterHelp, for whatever pays.
Arguably, though, popping a Blue Chew every now and then, not nearly as bad as a Vicodin and a 40.
Not a
every
big
now
deal.
and then.
Can we take a quick break? Can we hit it with the Chris
Yeah,
real quick?
yeah.
I'll be right back.
Oh, we're back. I forgot we were recording.
One quick thing I want to say about the advertisers that we recently mentioned. First off, we'd love to have any of you on here. So please, if you guys want to do a little Bamfomania ad campaign, email us at bamfomania@gmail.com.
Sorry, keep talking.
Okay. Well, the one thing I did want to say is that I feel like BetterHelp, the therapy service,
That was cool.
no, I think it sounds like actually like not good enough. Like if I had a legit problem and I needed to like see someone regularly to talk it out, I believe it would be much more effective if I sat in front of that person and really like gave them my energy. Like and also the remote therapy with like not like, I think they're just like counselors. They're not like professional. Like if you sell me on going to therapy, I need to be sold going to like a legitimate.
I'm
like,
pretty sure universally BetterHelp has been maligned, and most entities don't accept their sponsorship now. I don't.
What?
Yeah, I don't think this is a hot take. I'm pretty sure that like most reputable podcasts don't be riding for BetterHelp.
I think you're wrong, dude.
I don't know that.
I literally heard a BetterHelp ad on Rogan. I heard a BetterHelp ad like on some other shit last week. Like it's still
Everything
alive
I
and
hear-
well.
Don't you tell me I'm right about BetterHelp.
You might look. Maybe I'm missing something, but everything I see on the internet about it is about how it's bad. So I guess there's a part of me that's like this take doesn't seem very hot, but maybe it is. I wasn't sure.
Well, no, I guess what I'm saying is when it comes to like actually seeking therapy, if you can afford it, I wouldn't go to like it's expensive. Like BetterHelp's
Hell
like
yeah.
I think you pay like $100 a session or some shit, maybe cheaper. But
That's kind of what it is at a regular therapy.
no, if you have any job, the copay to go to therapy is like $20-$40.
Yeah, but what if you don't have you have a job with no insurance?
yeah, that's
Okay.
That you're talking about insurance.
Fucking insurance.
I have there's this girl one time that I had smashed like a long time ago, right? So then like it was like pre-pandemic. I had invited her over. Damn, shit, yo, check it. I was about to smash this bitch that I haven't smashed in a long time. She ended up going to school for therapy and shit. I'll just say it after this shit. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, why not? I was in therapy, betterhelp.com. That's how it be. Yo, I'm online talking to some guy, and he's telling me all my lies about my fucking life, and now I am in strife.
So I met this bitch before the pandemic, and then one day all of a sudden we smashed. And you know, that summer it was really fun, but it didn't last. Next time I saw her was at the therapist's office.
Shit.
She was the therapist. Oh shit. And
Maybe she was in therapy because of shit that she did with me, and she can't sleep daily, nightly because she's always seeing me.
Yo,
That's
this
why.
D put her in therapy B, cause I like to see all these bitches double D's. Yeah.
Damn, this D put her in therapy.
Yeah. So
That's like a ludicrous line.
So this girl, right? So we were supposed to smash or whatever, right? So there was like some small talk before we're supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she's like, I just came from class or whatever. Like, oh, what do you do? So I started asking her about therapy and shit. I'm like, so tell me about it, cause I'm fucking nosy. I like to fucking talk to people, right? And
About her therapy?
No, so she's
Oh.
going to school to be a therapist.
Got it.
So I'm like, what do you guys do? Like, what is that? I've never been to therapy. Tell me. Like, well, basically, she's trying to tell me like this long book, wordy, lengthy fucking story, right? About what it does. I'm like, so basically, you listen to people while they tell you their fucking problems and help them figure out their own problems and come up with their own solutions. They're like, yeah, we really can't tell them what to do or how to handle it. Unless there's some people that can prescribe drugs, but we just have to sit there, listen, ask questions, and help them like unravel this fucking problem in their own head.
That's literally what it is. It's like them trying, like your way of thinking is broken.
Yeah,
and you need somebody else to hear the way you're thinking so that they can be like, well, don't you think that sounds ridiculous?
And it's like a song, it's like specific song and dance where sometimes you go to your homie into like with a problem, and the first thing they want to do is what? Tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, sometimes you don't really want. I don't want your opinion. I just want you to hear me out. You know?
Yeah, I want you to ask me how it makes me feel.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Wait, so was that the story, or?
So then we ended up not smashing because we just talked for like 3 hours about like fucking therapy and shit.
Yeah, you were so interested in psychology.
Hey, dude, I was like, fuck the pussy, dog. Tell me more about the psychology shit.
Yeah, you had a mental smash.
Yeah, fuck the pussy. I got this. This other P word on my mind.
Yeah, psychology.
She's like, oh fuck, it's already whatever, like 11. I gotta go. I'm like, oh fuck. All right, well fuck. I'll see you next time. And then I never seen her again. Well, obviously, why? Because like I came for dick. You didn't give me no dick. I'm out of here.
Well, maybe you'll end up on her chair one of these days. And you telling her about your mom or something.
I feel like if you go to therapy, you shouldn't have to go for fucking 5 years. Like, I get why people go to a therapist for a long time. Like, it's helpful, and I'm sure I could use therapy. But I feel like I don't want to go for more than 6 months. Like, at 6 months, I should have figured out all the things that I'm doing wrong, and the reality is I just need to stop.
I remember when you first dipped your toes into going to therapy, you had the idea that you needed a female therapist. And I always found that interesting to me. Like, was it because of, like,
porn?
You wanted to be like a mom? I could see that. Maybe you want some kind of scenario to happen. But, like, is it, like, mommy energy, or what's the deal there?
Well, I just feel like a pussy talking to a dude about my feelings. I feel like women are more empathetic.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because my dad's always going to be like, shut the fuck up, suck it up, go fucking do the thing. And my mom's going to, like, be more, like, nurturing. And so I feel like women in general are more empathetic towards you having just fucking issues in general. And I'm not empathetic to myself.
You're just pathetic.
Yeah. Drop the it's a very different word.
What's the difference? What's the opposite word of empathetic?
Apathetic?
Okay.
I think so. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it is, though. Well, just not caring. Because empathy is just really caring.
Yeah.
A lot. And then, apathy is just...
I used to hate people who used to care, dog. I used to hate, like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Why do you care so much? Like, who cares? And then literally, you get a little older, you're like, okay. It makes,
I still kind of feel that way. It depends on what they care about. Because there's a lot of stuff that people care about where I'm just like, that's so lame to give a shit about that right now.
Or like, mind your fucking business, dog.
Yeah. Well, I think there's certain people who are naturally empathetic. And if someone's being unnaturally empathetic, you're like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, don't worry about that. Like, I think some people... You know, like when there's those friends that you have, and in my head, they're usually fucking females, it seems, but they're like, how are you? You know, it's like some older woman's like, how are you? How have you been? Yeah. And you're like, man, this lady honestly cares about me. You know what I'm saying?
I used to have this girlfriend that used to always like, it was a very toxic relationship that I was in for like 3 years. And
damn, that's a long toxic relationship.
I only stayed with her because I thought she was so hot. It's one of those things that like she's out of my league, she's so hot. Then you break up years later, you're like, oh, she was actually not that hot. I was just at the time probably the hottest girl I've ever been with, right?
Yeah.
But she used to always tell me like, you need therapy, you should go to therapy because of this and that. Because I'm a kind of old. I was brought up by an old school Mexican man, so I'm kind of machismo a little bit, old school.
Low key. I feel like therapy in general isn't that. If you could get it if you can afford it, that by all means you should probably do it.
So then I'm like, dude, like I think she needs therapy. Like it's always the people that need therapy trying to. You shouldn't be if someone's pushing you to therapy like that aggressively.
That person probably needs therapy.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, that's the things that I've heard from other people's therapy. I got most of my advice from other people going to therapy.
Okay.
So this is what I know is that anybody tells you anything, they're really reflecting on who they are themselves. They're projecting themselves onto you, being all rude, and I'm like, hey, dude, maybe you should stop eating food.
Yo, it's all projection. Shout out BetterHelp. Shout out Blue Chew for my erection. Oh, all the sponsors. I had to do an interjection, but you know me, that's just my intention.
Yeah, we're in the check it. Yeah, we're in the pod space. And we're looking for ad space, looking to make $1, homie. And we're looking to... All right.
Yeah, I need ad space in my pod space. I'm a disgrace. Cause I wasn't really nice to my therapist. I told her that she made me pissed.
Yo, my therapist scared me and shit, and so I left and I fucking burned down that whole place. That was how it was. Yeah, I'm a disgrace, and I can't look myself in the mirror in the face.
Dude, Mo, I'll say one thing about you, dude. The fact that your phone is just straight up naked is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, no.
That is risky.
I raw dog that shit, dog.
Regularly, or just because
I have the screen protector, which is cracked, but that's it. I raw dog. Bro, I pay what? We pay what? $1,500 for these phones, and then we have them covered up and shit. Like,
right?
I drop it all the time. That shit works. That shit don't break. It's built to last and shit. Like, why are we? The only thing I give a fuck about is the lenses on the camera, right?
Right, but
Right,
like
those will break.
that's what I'm
if you
saying.
drop
Like,
it in the right
you
spot.
you just said the same thing that I would say. We pay $15,000 for these $1,500 for these phones. That's why we cover them up.
Yeah, it's like
I have insurance for
different. Yeah, I guess if you have insurance for it, then willy nilly.
No, you're right. You're right.
I bought this color specifically because I like the color. And like, I'm gonna put a black case over it. And
Get a clear case.
I should have got a black phone, but then they turn yellow.
Okay, well then you buy a new case every 6 months.
To his credit, I wish that I didn't have to use this case, but I want this phone to last me for the next 6 years. So I'm like, OtterBox, full Defender. I'm using. This is a really fucking good phone too. So I'm like, I want this to last for life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're fully insured, I get like I wish I could take the case off and just have it. Like but the phone will break. If I drop it, it's gonna break. I've broken phones before without the case. It's gonna happen.
I will say this: I occasionally take my case off to clean the phone and the whole thing, and then like I experience the phone without the case on.
It's so nice.
And I'll do that.
Yeah, dog.
I'll do that like at my house for like maybe 6 hours. Be caseless at the house, and I'll be sitting on the couch like all fucking.
It's like you're in a commercial for the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like shoes, you know, like I love Jordans and shit like that, but I also wear them, you know. I don't have many, dog. I have like 10, 15 pairs.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have a lot. Just
No, but there's people
more
who have
than
like,
most people.
There's people who have like
hundreds.
hundreds, you know. I have like 10 or 15, right? And hats too. I have a lot of hats because my dad still hats, so I got the in on that, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
60 hats, you know. But I wear the shit out of them, dog. Like white shoes. My favorite all time shoe is a low top one Jordan all white. That's the most crispiest. Like people wear Air Forces. I like the one, right? It looks better. But I wear the shit out of them, you know. Like that's just my thing.
Well,
and then I only plan on having it for 2 years, and then I get the new one.
I think there's a lot of shoes that accrue character by being worn. Like I think Converse specifically, the more worn they are, I'm like, oh, that's a fucking real ass.
I have a homie that wears dirty shoes. Oh, it irks me, dog. I hate dirty shoes.
Well, I don't mean like fucked up dirty. I mean like I still, but like worn,
shoes.
like something that's been worn, like it's been places, it has character. It's like a leather wallet. Like it has like a little bit of wear and tear. It's not bad.
I think like in Chicano culture, like we not me, but like maybe before me, a generation before me or two, they used to crease up all their pants, make sure everything's all crispy. So even though it's old and worn, they would make it look brand new.
Yeah.
So like having it for a long time and keeping it like looking nice, that's like a little like badge of honor for us, you know?
That's what I try and do. I'll have like a shoe that I only wear for work. And then I have like a couple pairs of shoes. Like if I'm going to a bar with some friends, I don't wear those shoes unless I'm going somewhere where I know I want to look.
What kind of shoes is it?
There's a brand. There's one that's North Face, which is there's another brand called Snibs that I just got. That really fucking good shoe. I gotta say, shout out to Snibs. But I haven't had the opportunity to wear them out yet, unfortunately. So they're just brand new in my room. They're super comfy, right out the box.
No, yeah, I recently read the fucking biography of Phil Knight.
I thought you were gonna say Suge Knight.
Actually, that's funny.
They used to call me the Mexican Suge Knights. Well, my homies would call me.
Bro,
you have a stature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I could see you dangling me from my feet outside of a balcony.
Well, I don't want to sign to your record label then.
Yeah.
No, but I recently read the biography of Phil Knight. And then I went and watched the fucking Nike movie. It all happened like at the same time. Like right after I read the book, 3 months later the movie came out, and I just was like, man. And I went and bought like fucking 3 different pairs of Nikes.
That was a good movie.
The movie was sick, but also like just the whole book talks about the time where this dude was selling shoes out of his trunk, and then he gets a couple sales dudes who are doing the same thing, and like they used to just sell a Japanese shoe. They bought this Japanese shoe, they would just resell it here, and that's it. It wasn't until like fucking 10 years in that they started making their own soles and the Air Max and all this shit. And I was so fucking inspired by the story of the business that it led me to just go buy these products. And
that was what they wanted.
It's
in part for sure.
I'm sure in part that the movie was more about selling shit. I think the book was definitely like.
I heard something the other day. I can't remember where I heard it, but the easiest people to sell to are salesmen. It's the thing. I don't know why it is, but I gotta sing. Yeah. That's just how it is, yo, my boy Dave. If you show him something, he will buy it like a slave.
Yeah, if I believe in a thing, man, I'm about to be spending, because I really believe. Yeah, I achieve.
I achieve to believe and I dream to imagine. Yeah, everything that I fathom, it's in my mind and I grab it. Next thing you know, I'm like Phil Knight or Suge Knight. It doesn't matter, it's a habit. I got a record label and some fresh kicks. Yeah, you know me, I got the Nike swish. I fucking invented that, yo, get off my dick. Yeah, and every Nike pair I wear is crisp.
I stay sending faxes in my Air Maxes. Yo, check this. I don't know what I just dissed, but I'm pretty pissed at it.
I'm pissed, and I gotta take a piss. Good, thank God that was the last beat on this shit.
Fuck, dude.
I was gonna say something I totally forgot. I hate when that happens.
Dude, we need something.
You're not even smoking weed.
We need something.
I got a contact high right now or some shit.
I could show you something before we wrap up. How about I was gonna ask you, what's your dream guest?
On the Lit Outlet.
That's a tough one, dog. The thing is, like, as far as like people I would love to meet is like King Little G, The Game. Like those are people I'm a fan of. Drake, obviously, I'm a big Drake fan. I
feel like you've got an in with The Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to have happen naturally.
Yeah.
I want him to come on the pod. I want to ask him,
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I think that's a natural result of just like growing the podcast and like building a more like I've thought about having like bigger people on the show, and then I'm like, are we in a place where we can accommodate
that's the thing.
That kind of an energy?
That's the thing too. Like, am I at the point where I'm gonna give a good podcast? Am I gonna be able to be on the court with Kobe and then like, obviously there's a basketball player and not a basketball player.
Right.
I want to be able to give a good show, so I don't know if I'm ready to interview people like that yet, But I'm definitely striving to be a better podcaster.
I think that's kind of where we're at too. With getting these guests that we've been getting, we're getting way better at getting all kinds of guests.
It's hard DMing people, bro.
Yeah. I definitely shot many shots that have never landed and shit.
Unsend.
Yeah. Sometimes if I've already asked you like 6 times, I'm like, let me unsend all these and send it one more time. But there's a guy that just got this morning started following me. His name is Alex Enamorado. He's like the big guy on as far as street vendors and like going up to people and like defending them and stuff like that. So that was a big one for me.
Oh, did you see?
I noticed that you've got a lot of street vendor content lately on your page with the mayor, and then you had a lady on talking who is a street vendor, I think, and she was her station was attacked by a guy. So you're currently in your defending street vendors arc of your show, right?
Like I said, like my dad's been doing it for 25 years. I used to work at the swap meet. I used to work with my dad since I was 5, back in the van and shit. So to me, street vendors things is always going to be like a special place in my heart. So now that I have a platform, it's easy for me. It's an easy call for me,
Got to do like a show where you visit a vendor or like somehow you got to like maybe you're ranking all the vendors on this one street or you like incorporate that into an episode.
Actually, a good idea.
Somehow.
I have a food show called No Mo Foods. I've only done one episode. I used to have a Eating Out with my other co-host. Eating Out. I have 2 episodes. So I love food. I definitely want to like make a food show too. It's just a time, to edit it and go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on the podcast now. Hopefully start making money so I could bring on an editor or something, and then I can go out there and make more food content. Because dude, I'm a fat ass. Dude, I fucking love food. And
actually,
I know food.
yeah, I would love to.
You know what I hate too? I hate skinny people who are foodies. Like skinny people. Like
shut up. You're
not about this life, dog.
There are some skinny people out there that can house food, though. It's kind of crazy. Like all the channels that you see on YouTube that are for professional eaters, they're not necessarily fat guys. They're not skinny, but they're like.
I think those people are like the professional eaters. Like they have to barf after or they work out because honestly, I used to be able to eat more, but the fatter I get, the less I can eat because all the fat in my stomach is like making my stomach smaller. So that makes more sense. But they can binge eat more, but consistently throughout the day over time, I've eaten more.
Right. You can put down more calories over the long term.
Yeah.
I was watching this guy on YouTube, Beard Meets Food.
That's the guy that I'm talking about.
I was watching a compilation of all the challenges he couldn't beat, and they're like, it's an otherworldly amount of food.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's like he eats this whole table, but he just does it. I'm like, I'll watch the whole thing, and it's just, like the ones that he actually succeeds on, the ones that he doesn't succeed on, it's like no one would ever be able to do this. If this guy can't do it, no one can fucking do it.
Yeah.
At one point, it comes down to like, does he even chew the food? They just swallow it with water.
Yeah.
And the first thing I think about is that guy in the Chris Blaine, that when he swallows like a frog or a fish and then he makes it come back up.
Oh yeah, David Blaine.
David Blaine. It's more like a muscle at this point. It's not. He's not really eating the food.
You're right. It's true. They also have to eat so fast so that they don't get the receptor from their brain being like, you're full. They're just like, they're eating, so they can't hear.
That must be like to fail a food challenge like that, especially when you. Some of the times he failed because of the time limit. I guess the restaurant was like, you only have 30 minutes to eat 20 burgers or whatever. And it's like, by the 30-minute mark, he maybe has like 5 burgers left, which he would definitely finish. But it's like, he can't because the time is up. It's like, what are we doing here?
I was part of a taco eating contest one time. So we was in front of this taco store, and they gave all of us like a big ass tray of like maybe 25 tacos. So they gave me mine first, and there was like 8 contestants. So by the time the challenge started, my tacos were cold. So I ended up scarfing down. I think they gave us like 10 minutes.
That sucks.
I scarfed down 19 tacos, dude.
Damn.
And then this other guy at the end, he had warm tacos. He also got 19. So there's some big guy like me. So we had to fucking go to sudden death, dog. And they're like, "You down for it?" I'm like, "Fucking whoever wins gets a free taco party. The taco man will come to your house and give tacos out like, for 50 people." So I'm like, "Hell yeah, party, dude! I'm fucking down, dude. You know, I'm Mexican. We love to party for no reason." So fucking they're like, "All right, whatever. You tied." So they're like, "All right, in 5 minutes, you're gonna come back. We're gonna do it again." So then I'm like, I gotta go walk it off. I went over there. I had a fucking barf, dude. I barfed it all out, and then that
means you lose, right?
Then no one saw me barf. So then I came back down, and it just felt like nausea was hitting me heavy. I'm like, you know what, dog? You win, dog. And I got all I got was a T-shirt.
I mean, I think technically he won when you barfed.
Yeah.
So, but you did the honorable thing.
But he looked like he was so ready to go. I'm like, damn, who is this guy, dude? Like, I always thought in my mind, like, no one can ever beat me at eating. And this guy was just like, oh, he's like 10 years younger than me too. So he was like, still in his prime.
It is a weird thing to be good at. And it does seem like the people who are good at it do have a look like, like the Beard Meets Food guy, he's like, he has like the Jesus, he's got the Messiah complex thing going on.
Yeah.
But
I love watching people do those challenges. I'm always like shocked. I can't stop watching.
Well, also they don't eat the food how a person would normally eat.
They eat it strategically.
Yeah. So like, say they've got like 10 hot dogs, they're gonna eat all of the dogs first.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna eat the bun, dip in the bun, and like it's like they eat it in a way you would never imagine someone eating any food.
It's not enjoyable. It's not as enjoyable.
Right.
It's one of my like guilty pleasures. Like
strategic.
I watch Fuck That's Delicious with Action Bronson.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
Almost any food show on YouTube, any YouTube food show, I probably watched it.
Hell yeah. Well, let me read you the rest of the beats. Pour Up by Lex Factor, Organization by CDs, Bribery by Robin Loops, and the last one was one that I made.
That was a good one.
Thanks for listening. Where can people find you, dog?
So the THE lit LIT outlet that's on
all one word.
On Instagram for sure, and then on Facebook it's separate words, and then my personal page where I post everything, because I also do like football content for Narbonne High School sometimes.
Yeah.
My son has a YouTube channel. Anything that I'm involved with.
How old's your son?
12.
Damn, this dude's got a son in the double digits. Yeah. I think that's a new record. We've had some fathers and mothers on here before, but I was 19,
that's
the oldest.
19, 20 when he was born.
Oh yeah. So he's
going to be 13 like in a couple months.
Crazy.
Hell yeah, dude! You're getting it done, getting it over with.
Yeah. And so on TikTok is the Lit Outlet Pod, and then just on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the podcast stuff like the Lit Outlet.
Yeah, I'll link some stuff in the description. Go to the description if you want to find any of us or any of this. Like and subscribe, comment. Go to patreon.com/Dome with Bamfomania if you'd like to get bonus content, early access to episodes weekly, and some other shit that we post on there.
Yep.
Yep. I'm Bubba Y, and find me there. That's it. Hit me up. Do your thing. Is that it? Are we done?
That's it. Thanks for listening.
And tune into the Patreon, folks. We're about to keep recording. If you like what you hear, if you're listening right now, it makes sense for you to listen to the Patreon because you've made it to the end of this episode, so you must you're probably enjoying yourself, right? Unless it's a weird hate thing.
Exactly. Yeah,
like
yeah.
unless they're like listening.
To pick at you.
Maybe it's like a Schadenfreude thing where it's like these guys are so bad, it's awesome. But
I would appreciate that too. I love that shit too. I'll take any view, dog.
Have a good day, everyone.